Hey everybody, it's Catherine. Welcome back to my channel. If you read the title of this video, Manifesting is Not Creating, maybe you're here because you think that's what manifesting is. And in the work that I do, I always hesitate to use the word manifesting because a lot of people have the connotation that you're creating something. You're actually manipulating form or matter and you're putting something together, you're creating it. And that's not what manifesting is at all. If you're manifesting and you're doing it properly, what you're doing is tapping into creation. In other words, you're tapping into the fullness of creation and every single timeline, reality, concurrent, parallel reality, possibility, potential, all at once. And so it would be more accurate to call manifesting bilocation. It'd be actually more accurate to call manifesting timeline jumping. It would even be more accurate to call manifesting remote viewing. Because if you're doing it properly, if you're doing it accurately, and in a way that's the most simple and elegant and efficient way, that's really what it is. So creation is finished. So with manifesting, you're not creating anything, you're tapping into all of existing creation and all potentials, possibilities that concurrently exist because everything is now. So if you followed me for a while, you know that I talk about spiritual time, about zero time, where eternal time is, another way to think of it is vertical time instead of horizontal time. Our ego minds want to think of time as something that's linear and structured and comprehensive, and it kind of builds on itself over time. Time is actually more like a spiral, and in the sense of zero time or spiritual time, it's vertical. And if you can conceptualize it that way, that means everything is possible all at once instead of in a progression or as a series of events, which linear thought would lead us to believe. So we're here to play with time. We're here to play with cause and effect. We're here to play with space. And if you can understand that there's a lot of paradoxes that exist within that structure, then you can manifest and master it. You can become an ace at it. You can become so proficient in manifesting and tapping into the fullness, the full existence of creation and all the parallel eternal nows simultaneously. What you're really doing is, it's kind of like remote viewing any preferred potential that matches the feeling you wish to embody. So think about it this way. Let's reverse engineer it a little bit. If you are looking for more money, you're not really looking for like a pile of money. You're not looking, I mean, maybe you'd like that, but the reason why you would like a pile of money is because of what that money can do for you. The money in and of itself is inert. It doesn't really have any energy all its own. It's what that money means. It's what human beings have decided or placed as value and projected upon that piece of paper, because it's just a piece of paper or a coin or a gold bar or whatever, but we've placed value on it, humans, and we've decided this is valuable. We have a collective agreement and a universal understanding that money is valuable because it gets you A through Z. So if you have a big pile of money, if I'm to close my eyes and imagine behind me in my office here a giant pile of money on the floor, it's just a mess. It's not anything. It's what it represents to me. And money represents a lot of different things to a lot of different people. It might represent freedom. It might represent peace of mind. It might represent a new home. It might represent a new car. It might represent not ever having to work again. It could be any number of things. But even underneath that, the thing or the object that it represents is the feeling you wish to embody because of that. So when you're an ace at manifesting, what you're really doing, you're remote viewing, when you close your eyes and you imagine and you can envision your preferred experience of life. The way to tune into that and to tap in so expertly, so succinctly, and quickly and easily, is to imagine the feeling that whatever you want, whatever object, way of being, something you have, what that represents to you, what the feeling is, and then to be in that feeling now. Because there is nothing outside of you that can deliver that feeling and allow you to keep it. Now, it might be very true that someone hands you a scratch off for the lottery and you say, oh, thank you very much. And you get a quarter and you file away at the numbers, and lo and behold, you won 25 grand, 25 US smackaroos. And you're like, wow, I feel so happy. But here's the thing about that happiness is fleeting. Like you'll go through that initial dopamine hit and moment of excitement, and it'll be wonderful until you realize that that particular thing, that external event, doesn't provide true and lasting happiness. It might have, because of the result of, the effect of the cause of winning a scratch off ticket, allowed you to feel some happiness. But is that necessarily going to be your permanent state? Well, I don't know about you, but where I live, $25,000 doesn't go very far anymore. And unless you're investing it very, very wisely, it's probably not going to lead to eternal happiness for you. And only and ever is there going to be happiness that you feel if you can generate it as an inner state for no reason. That's the only true and lasting happiness or peace or whatever feeling. If you don't create it first, those external events are not likely to show up to match that internal state. So feeling is the key. Feeling is like a laser beam. It's like the navigation point that if you can connect yourself with where you are now in your body, if you close your eyes, you tune into your body, and you can connect with something. It could be something in the very recent past. It could be a memory that you have, something that makes you, when you think of it, you feel very happy. And if you can close your eyes, you can generate that feeling. For all intents and purposes, your body, your mind says, this is our now. This is what's happening. This is a feeling that we are embodying, living, knowing, sustaining, realizing. And so when you are envisioning something from that state, that desired state, let's say, I want more peace in my life. If you can get to a feeling of peace right now and start your visualizing from that particular place, what you're essentially doing is bilocating, because here you are in this physical body, this meat suit, which is your soul playing as the disguise of being a human, having a limited snapshot of experience, having a soul's adventure in a human suit. If you can connect with that and then use that feeling as the divining rod, you can use that feeling as like a laser beam, a trajectory, a vector that allows you to connect to what could be the most beautiful imagined scenario that I can come up with right now, where I can project myself into, let's just say, a future state where I'm feeling this again, and I have these things, or I have this way of being, and it's just who I am now. And if you can make that imaginal scene very rich, give it all the sensory experience of a now moment that you're having, just like you in this body are imagining it from this place of peace, place of joy or happiness or bliss or whatever, and you project that out. It's like here you are in a body and you're bilocating. I mean, there's two essentially different locations of you experiencing this feeling. So you're in that imaginal scene or act, feeling that feeling, you are bilocating. You're also jumping time. You're timeline jumping to the concurrent place, if you want to call it that, in the eternal now, which is everything is now. Everything is finished. Creation is finished. So when you're connecting to that imaginal scene, you're connecting with something that actually exists as a parallel concurrent timeline. It's just that the bulk of attention, meaning the most of your energy, is not invested in that. It's invested in you being here listening to me talk to you right now about this. But that's temporary, because the more and more you anchor the feeling and use that as a vector, as a trajectory to get you into that imaginal act, so you can fill it out even more and make it like a 3D IMAX surround sound type experience where All of your senses are involved. You can see, smell, taste, touch. Everything is involved to make it so real. The more you put the bulk of your attention, energy, and focus, which are the most valuable commodities you possess, by the way, you can put the bulk of that in that timeline. As far as your body is concerned, as far as time and space are concerned, as far as physics are concerned, as far as the quantum level is concerned, you are that now. So the trick is, can you play with these ideas of manifesting like you're not creating anything? Creation is finished. If you're manifesting, you're not creating anything. You're tapping into all of the creation that actually exists. And to the degree that you're able to hold the feeling of what the end result is of what you want, you can call it living in the end, that feeling, make it so real and rich and true and kinesthetically palpable and visceral as if it is your now and the bulk of your attention, energy, and focus is in it now. The more you do that, especially when you go into bed at night, when the subconscious is active, when the subconscious right before sleep is most impressionable, most suggestible, and you find ways throughout your day, time throughout your day, could be 30 seconds, could be 5 minutes, where you're focusing on that again and only that, there's no reason why that can't become your reality. That's what I did to get myself out of debt. It's what I did to create some things that before I did that, I found some things I wasn't really attached to, and I was playing with things to manifest, like a person calling me or an opportunity showing up. It works the same for anything. And I know maybe some of you have heard the phrase, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Well, when you're playing with reality creation, essentially manifestation, you're not even creating anything, but you're playing with reality swapping, let's call it that. It doesn't matter what you're manifesting because it's all just energy. Money is the same energy as these glasses. Money is the same energy as this mouse. It's all just energy. And at some point, that energy was the bulk of someone's attention and focus. They used that, generated a seed or an idea, focused on it long enough, and it became a reality. Everything in this holographic reality, which is basically you, your attention, your focus, your concentration pushed outward, everything and everyone then is just you under different circumstances, because it's your energetic creation. And as far as your subconscious is concerned, there really is only you. So that's also a good thing to mention, that be careful how you talk about others. Be careful how you talk about your experience, because as far as your subconscious, which is about 95% of the working, operating paradigm of you or idea or concept of you, everything is just you under different circumstances, including other people. So when you talk about other people unfavorably or you speak ill of others, be very careful, because that can reflect negatively on something that you're doing, something that you are trying to manipulate or change, shift as a reality in your world. So I hope this is fun for you to learn that manifesting is not creating. Manifesting is really bilocation. Manifesting is really remote viewing, because when you're visualizing something, you're actually looking at a potential that already exists, which is a lot like remote viewing. It is remote viewing. And it's also timeline jumping, because you can move or shift the bulk of your attention and reality to that particular timeline. If you do it enough, that becomes your timeline. And if you're really good at that, you'll notice things like glitching and things shifting around. And I'm going to do another video about that, because that's happening to some of the people that I work with at Unity School. And this is where I teach this stuff. So if you're interested in Unity School, this is my private membership community on School platform. We talk about creating manifesting reality, I should say, from the Unity consciousness paradigm. This idea that there is only one reality, and it is consciousness. And consciousness is everything. You can call it energy, you can call it source, you can call it God, but it is all consciousness. And we are playing with it. We are products of it. We're playing with it. And we can really, if we understand some basic principles and premises, we can create anything we want. There's nothing that's off limits to us. So thanks for watching. If you like this content, please subscribe and consider liking this video. And if you're interested in uni school, I've got more information about that down below. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.